What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Back with y'all again. Uh Saturday night live, not the TV show. And I'm here with y'all to drop this one on y'all. Um, I ain't gonna say what I always say when I come on later than usual. But I'm thinking it. But I ain't gonna say it. But anyway, we'll get started, y'all. Much of what I'm saying right now, a lot of people may want to come back and listen to this at another time, the beginning of it, just in case you don't get in time to catch the full layout as far as what the title of what I'm talking about. As y'all come in, do your big brother favor and click the like button. I would greatly appreciate that. Just click that like for me, that thumbs up. And we can get rolling, man. We can get rolling like some brand new tires. Um, this topic is covering envy, and I think envy is a topic that we need to cover every now and then. We can't just hit that one time because it's an ongoing spirit that affects many people all around the planet. And it affects people in your life, may be affecting you. You may be the one that's suffering from the envious spirit. But I want to try to see if I can help us to curtail, slow down, or eventually eliminate that envious spirit and send it into remission, if you will, simply because, as stated in the title, it's such a waste of time. It's such a waste of time to be envious of another person. Um, Whatever that person has going on for themselves that makes you look at them in a way that stirs up that spirit of envy, 99 times out of 100, the way you feel about their success is not going to stop their success. It's not going to stop it. If they are doing great things, they're going to continue to do great things no matter how upset you get about it, because that's what they had done to get to the point to gain your attention, to be envious in the first place. They put the work in. They put the time in. They put the effort in. They acquired the knowledge that was necessary to put their plan in motion, and then they did whatever physical work that needed to be done. Now, some people might say, well, man, not everybody, man. Some people had it handed to them on a silver platter, man. Some people was born into it, man. They inherited it. Okay, even if that's the case, that's still something that was bestowed upon them. So if that was not your path, that was not your blessing to get it like that, you being envious of them still does not change that reality for them. They're still going to have what they have the way that they have it. So saying all that, it's a waste of time to feel that way. And too many of us spend too much time lamenting and stewing over other people's come up, other people's greatness, other people's talent, other people's skill, other people's accolades, other people's props, other people's clout, other people's money, other people's possessions, other people's husband, other people's wives, other people's children, whatever it is. We spend too much time lamenting over that, saying to ourselves, why did it have to be them to have all that instead of me? I should have what they got. I should have that. They shouldn't even have it. He didn't work for it. His daddy left him that money. Well, his daddy worked for it. And when his daddy worked for it, his daddy had a child and decided that he wanted to do some great things and do something for his child upon his exit, and he left his child $15 million. And just unfortunately, your daddy was a crackhead. Let's just keep it real. You know, your daddy was not who he was supposed to be, or your mother wasn't who she was supposed to be. I mean, and that's life. And it's a sad, unfortunate situation, but regardless of what somebody in your life is not, that doesn't determine what you can be, what you can be. I get so tired of people letting who their parents were or how their upbringing was discourage them or destroy their will to be great, to overcome it. Man, I can't do that, man. My mama never, my mama. No, the circumstances that you came up in, the environment that you came up in, once you make it out that environment with your body and mind intact, regardless if it might be a little PTSD, might be a little trauma, just because you know you grew up in the hood, man. We all got some kind of trauma on big scales or in the middle and small scale. You got some trauma because you done seen some things, but we overcome that, and you still end up okay. I got a job. Okay, I met my wife. Okay, I have children of my own. I'm raising a family. You overcome those things for the most part, and you move forward. So to make an excuse as to why you didn't get here or get there, you're not doing this and not doing that, and the clock is ticking and you in your 30s, God forbid 40s, God really forbid 50s, and you're still carrying that way about yourself, that's on you. That ain't on nobody else. That's on you because you have turned into a grown man or woman still expecting somebody to come along and rescue you, still looking, still anticipating, or not anticipating, but like I said, hoping that somebody will come along, or feeling like somebody, another grown person should be obligated to come along and save your life, to bail you, give you a bailout plan, a bailout package. And until that day comes, which is uh, a very minimal possibility and probability that it will come, you sit around talking about other people whose day is already here. You sit around speaking negatively about them. And there are some people that other people have had envy and animosity and hate and resentment towards literally for years, because it could be your own brother or sister. It could be a friend you grew up with or been knowing 10, 12, 15 years. It could be a coworker you worked with. And they will hold that for years, but they stay close to you though. So it's a form of self-torture because you are staying, you are making sure that you stay within sight, that you keep that person within eyeshot of you at all times, no matter what they're doing, because you want to keep tabs on what they're doing in order to, in a twisted way, fuel your own envy that you have for the person. You can't stop looking at them. You can't stop going where they at. You can't stop getting on their social media pages. Oh, look at him. Oh, he in the Bahamas. Oh man, this man done took his wife to Hawaii. And these are the things that the envious people check up on, always keep tabs on. And The real good ones, they're envious of multiple people. They multitasking, multi-envying. But the accumulation of time and minutes and hours that you spend in that spirit and feeding and curating that spirit is wasted hours and wasted days and sometimes wasted years where you could have been put yourself in a position to become envied by someone else. That is what we're talking about tonight, and trying to give an understanding as to why people feel that way, and what is it about another person's come up that bothers you so bad. Where does the anger come from that you just see a regular person just living life? Because I mentioned scenarios earlier where there were people who might have built themselves up into self-made millionaires. I mentioned scenarios where there may have been people whose fortunes were handed on a silver platter, or their positions were given to them because of connections that they had, whether it be family, whether it be somebody you just happen to know that put you in a higher position at a company or corporation. So in that regard, I'm speaking of people who the world would view to be or deem to be successful people, big time successful people. We grew up together. We played on the same middle school team, but you ended up making it to the NBA and I didn't. Stuff like that. But the truth of the matter is, I would say that there are far more situations where people are envious of people, where those people who are being envied are just regular people. Like I say, these are regular people who get up and go to work. Regular people who you at the gym, you just working out. You pay for your membership just like everybody else. You working out, but they looking at your workout. They looking at the joy that you carry yourself with. See, you have people that are so bitter and so um, overcome by that envious spirit that they are envious of your general happiness. You ain't got a lot of money. You don't even have this elaborate lifestyle, big house, and all. You don't even have. You're just a regular person. You're just regular person. But they have an anger towards you because of the internal conflict that they are dealing with within themselves, and the self hate and self the dissatisfaction with their own life and self, that they just are aggravated with you because you seem to be, or you actually are, content and high on life and enjoying every moment that you are in existence, right? And people get mad at that. People are like, you ever seen somebody say, I don't like her. Wow. She always smiling. She always walking through here. Like in a workplace where that one employee that works there, they when they show up to work, they always, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Hey, I brought some donuts. And it's that one employee that's sitting over there looking like, I'm tired of her. She always coming here all loud. And it's like, you're angry because another person is not. I don't see what everybody's so happy about. I don't see what's so funny. I don't see why you so angry. See? So they impose that negative cloud, they impose it on you because they don't want anybody, they want everybody to feel like they feel. That's why you see a lot of people who will try to influence another person to dislike somebody that they don't like. So you talking to this other person who doesn't really know that person, and you just, yeah, you know, look at this hair, man. You always coming in there. I just don't deal with that cat, man. And that, you know, you try to turn somebody against somebody because you want to have a team now. You want to have a network of people that will share your sentiments about a particular person. So now y'all can slander and envy that person as a group, as a collective. Misery loves company, I guess. But so does hate and envy and jealousy and resentment and animosity. It loves company too because you are looking for a like-minded person that again will share your sentiments or easily influenced and gullible enough to be swayed into your way of thinking about somebody that you don't even know. Now the weird thing is that, and I've talked about this before, but like I say, we got to touch on this every now and then. The weird thing is how there have been many times I've seen situations where people who have a lot in terms of money, in terms of fame, in terms of assets, popularity, following, millions of followers on social media. There have been people that are like that, and they still have envy towards other people who are lower than them as far as we talking material stuff. We're talking social status. Regular people. I've seen where millionaires have just seemed to have envy and animosity towards regular people because it's not always about what the other person has that makes a person envy them. People will envy you based on them seeing how other people view you. People love you. People always gravitate towards you. They want to be around you. And this person can't understand why. Man, I got the money. That Negro broke. He ain't got no money. I got on $1,000 suit. Look at the car I got. He pulled up in a Camry. Why is everybody gravitating towards him? People work so hard to figure that out because they're missing the whole point. So millionaires and high status people, they have a problem because everything that they have done and they have accumulated, and salute the people that work for it. Hey man, but you work too hard to get to where you are and get the things that you have to be sitting around envious of somebody else. But they look at you like, man, look at me. I'm me. I am me. But everybody walking and gravitating towards him when he walked in the room. That Negro caught the bus up here. He caught the bus up here. And everybody want to be around him. So you see people that are high up have envy for people who are down here. And they start to realize that, man, money can't buy everything. People turn on, the public turns on folks with money every day. And a mistake that a lot of people make is they think that their money and their status makes them untouchable. Or they make the mistake of thinking that the people who are around them love them, truly love them, because, hey, I'm me. But they don't always love you, truly love you. They love what you can do for them. They love the positions that you can put them in. They love the places that you can put them in and take them to. They love the people that you can put them around because they're rubbing elbows with the rich and the famous and the powerful. They love you because they can pinch off of you and maybe make a little money off of you and maybe experience this restaurant or be in the mix of all of the hype. So in a lot of cases, it don't have nothing to do with you. Sad but true. And you find that out the first time you fall off, first time you start to lose the money. It's like, uh-oh. People start peeling off. Or you get in trouble. Get in trouble and people are like, hey, but I saw you in a bunch of those pictures. You was with him. I mean, I would just, they don't love you. And the ones that do love you, the ones that did love you, you turned them away. You rejected them. You didn't want to hear what they had to say because they was telling you something contrary. They were telling you things that did not contribute to the feeding of your ego. They were telling things that did not contribute to your need to be right, no matter what you say and no matter how wrong you might be. They were They were not intimidated like everyone else around you, intimidated to either lose favor with you or intimidated by what you probably could impose on them physically. They had love for you to tell you what was real. So you ran them off a long time ago. Because the ones that really care, they're not going to stick around and watch you crash out. Y'all hit the like button, man. Hit the like, 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 hit the like. Hit it tonight, hit it tonight, hit it tonight. But thank you all, 2 of y'all that did it. But at the end of the day, most envious people have never taken the calculation, have never done the formula to realize, or have never done just the experiment to ask the question, how has it benefited me to envy that man or that woman? over all this time, what good came out of it for me? Usually the answer to that question is going to be 0 to none. Unless you are translating your envy into hateful action. What do I mean by that? I mean that it's one thing to sit from a distance and just mean mug and frown up and just have that in you. You keep it contained, but it's in there. It's another thing to have that spirit in you. Then you start to move on it. You start to act on it and put things in place to try to bring the person that you are envying, bring them down. So you start lying on people, slandering people, whispering stuff to other people about people, telling stuff here and there, influencing people to look at that person differently. People do that all the time. So that's a difference. You are now acting on that spirit. That changes things, because even so, if a person is moving the way they're supposed to move, even when another person starts acting on it, it's going to typically roll off like water on a duck's back. But every blue moon, if depending on who the person envying is, they may have a little juice to be able to turn some people against you, some gullible people against you, some people who don't check things for themselves. They may have a little pull to do that. They may have a little conversation to make it sound good. But outside of that, it's rare. So you wasting your time. You're wasting your time. Utilize that time to level up or try your best to get on those people's level. Because it's not going to change. You're not going to change somebody's condition by hating on them. Not. They can make a mistake and might do it. And then guess what's happening when they do? You're going to be like, yeah. You're going to be glad that they did it. Glad that they did it. I ain't going to hold y'all long, man. But I will read some of y'all's comments. I'm going to go from the more recent back instead of coming back and coming down to the recent. Well, no, you know what? It ain't that much action going on tonight. I could probably put it off tonight. Let me see. Is that Castleman? I'm just going to say Castleman. Castleman says, and as of now, it's worse than before. So we live in a perpetual, continuing self-destructive culture. Yeah, unfortunately, you're right. We do live in a self-destructive culture, and it was cultivated, and still being developed and formulated and formed because it's an experiment. It's an intentional act to make us hate, divide, all these different things that will prevent us from ever experiencing any levels of grand unity on a high scale, So it's by design. And it is worse than how it's ever been before. Christian Thompson says life is one big road with lots of signs. So when you're riding through the ruts, Don't complicate your mind. Flee from hate, mischief, and jealousy. Don't bury your thoughts. Put your vision to reality. Yeah, but the key thing in the poem you just spit, when you put, is the best line is flee from hate, mischief, and jealousy. Flee. That means get on somewhere. That's what stands out, because the first thing you got to do is recognize it in the individual. Like, oh, wow. And sometimes that could be one of the more uh, shocking and hurtful things, when somebody close to you, somebody that you really rock with, somebody that you really care about, when they are found out and discovered to be the ones who feel that way towards you, and you ain't never had that in your heart towards them. That's a tough thing to deal with. But nevertheless, whether it's friend, foe, stranger, or somebody you close acquaintance, flee, because you never know what a person is capable of. If they feel like that, you never know what's boiling and bubbling and festering that may manifest itself somewhere down the line. And no matter how much you care about a person, because people will hold on to people and not ever cut them loose because of how much they care about that person. Man, well, that's been my best friend for 32 years, man. I just said, yeah, but you was his best friend. He was not yours. She was not yours. So in that regard, you have to accept the reality that all this time this person may not have been rooting for you, but it was actually rooting against you, actually hoping that you fail, actually hoping that your endeavors collapsed and didn't become successful. See, when you find that out, no matter how bad it hurts, got to cut that person loose. Because if somebody that knows you that well, they know your heart up and down, they've seen, they've been close to you, they know how you get down, they know the things you do for people, they know how you care about people and all that, and they still feel that way about you, and it's discovered by you, time to go. Let them go. Gotta let them go. Yeah. We're talking about how envy is a waste of time. It's a waste of your time if you're the one envying. The other person might not even realize or know that you sitting there thinking like that about them. And they steady grinding. So why are you clocking in to envy like it's a job every day? You clocking in to be mad at somebody. You clocking in to wish someone else's successes away and on to you. Eagle 74 says, I work in public service. Decent money, but not great. Friends all work in big money trades and non-stop flaunting the toys. Focusing on a long run and good retirement is what's important as far as money. Yeah, I mean, and what's important to me also is just contentment of mind, happiness. There are people who work, have big time corporate jobs, big salaries. They're under so much pressure and stress that they're not happy. Tough for them. Hanging by a thread. One thing could happen and just go left. Then you have other people who They, like you say, like you just work a regular job, public service with, you know, and but you find you cool. You're not coming home with all of the stress on you every day. You are content. So that's the objective. Peace of mind and contentment in whatever you're doing is are the formulas to being happy. Well, yeah, man, you know, I don't make the most money, but hey, I live modestly. Hey, I got a nice little place over there, man. It's enough for me. And they mean that. They happy. The gospel says, excellent perspective, great topic. I appreciate the words. Lester Smith says, beware of envy, for it devours good. It devours good deeds, just as fire devours wood or grass. Absolutely. That active, when you acting on the envy, you're not just stewing in it, they just acting on it. It's bothering them so bad, they got to move on it. They got to make something happen against you. But I would assume that this statement, is this scripture, Lester? I would assume that this statement is referring to the person who's doing the envying. It devours good deeds. You messing off your own good works. You nullifying your own good works if you had any good works. J Spore, this title reminds me of my people, Ethiopia. Man, the Ethiopians getting down like that. Kiki Jefferson says it comes from laziness and people that blew the opportunity. And see, that's a good point because that's another thing that we don't think about a lot of times why people are envious. There were once there are people who were once in position for something big to happen and they fumbled. They dropped the ball. They messed it up. They had a bad attitude. They were disrespectful. They were lazy and incompetent. And it got recognized and somebody like, that's it. Or you squandered it some other kind of way. Those are the ones who will blame you for their mistakes. People will blame you for their mistakes, or they will make you the focal point of their hate because of their own mistakes. And they see you possibly going down the road they was going down, but you getting it done the right way. You actually are making it happen, and they have a problem with that, even though in some cases they don't even know you like that. So that was a good point, Kiki. Dark Mist says, I've been going through that all my life. You got to flee. Jimmy says, I definitely know people like that. Yep. Zay Sanchez, thank you, Zay. Zay say, hit that like button. Yep. Christian says, the more we value things, the less we value ourselves. The quote from Bruce Lee. I'm still reading y'all's words. Michelle Wood says, the best solution is to block those people and distance yourself away. What they can no longer see, then they can't be envious. Yeah. And that can work to a certain degree. Depends on who's the envier. If the envier is your family member who you see all the time, it's unavoidable that you're going to see this person, then you're going to see that person. But to your point, sometimes you can just, oh man, block this person. I ain't got time for this. You know, it's depend on the nature of y'all's relationship, how close y'all are to each other. Not close like tight like we cool, but some people you just can't avoid seeing. You're gonna see them. See? The gospel says the word envy has its origins in Old French envy, which means envy, jealousy, rivalry, or to eye maliciously. Yeah, appreciate that. But, and I don't have to be right, I view it all as an energy that, or just a spirit, an internal spirit that we can either channel in a different way or keep it in the way that it is, in terms of you just feeling this rumbling in your mind and in your heart towards somebody that's doing good, when you should practice, and we should all practice, being happy. Why don't you try that? Try practicing being happy for somebody who's successful. Be happy for your brother, your cousin, your family member, your partner. Be happy that they closed on their house today. Be happy that they got a new car today. Hey, y'all hit that like button. It's starting to get too disproportionate for my vision. The members in the chat and the thumbs up, when it starts looking too disproportionate, it messes with my mind. So let's get the likes up close to the amount of people that we have in here, and I'll feel a little bit better. But we should practice celebrating the successes of other people. And why do I use the word practice? We're talking about practice. I use the word practice because I'm speaking to a specific mindset, a specific group of people with a specific mindset. So if I'm talking to the envious, those who are typically envious, consistently envious of others or someone or somebody's or just anybody they see that's doing good, that spirit creeps up, then if you want to change that about yourself, then there is a certain level of practice, of repetitious practice that you have to immerse yourself in and engage in to try to reverse that spirit. So when it comes up, hey man, guess what? I just hit the lottery, man. I bought a ticket and I won 3.5 million. What is it about somebody saying that makes some, oh, man, oh, that's good, man. Compared to somebody like, wow, I'm really excited for you. And they really mean it. What's the differences? Why is one this way and the other one that way? And if you are that way, try to get to the root cause of why. It may not be all your fault. And that's one of the things I try to look at when I see the way people think and act. Sometimes, you catch people where they are in their life You don't know how they got to where they are in their life, good or bad. If you meet a millionaire and he invites you to dinner at his mansion, comes and picks you up in his Bentley, drives you to the mansion, and he invites you to this big, beautiful home, you are only seeing where that person is. You like, wow, man, you've really done great for yourself, man. This is really cool, man. This is. Then later in the conversation or even in your mind, you might start to say, well, I wonder how he got all this. See, we'll think about that if it's somebody successful. You might even ask, hey, man, what did you do to? They say, well, when I was young, I started off doing this and I came up with this idea. They'll give you their backstory, their origin story. And it's like, okay, that's how he did that. That's how he got to where he is. We got to do the same thing for the people whose minds and personalities and characters and spirits are not in the best place. Because you got to ask yourself, man, he sure is a hateful person. This is where you are with them now. You see them where they are now, but then you got to say, wonder how he got like that. Wonder what happened to her to why she's like that. It's like entering into a relationship with a man and a woman. Man meets this woman, and in further into the relationship, he starts seeing these bad attitudes, and she starts having these episodes where she's going off and acting funny, and then you see some woman, she's with this man and he's stealing from her and using her, and none of it's good. None of it's justified. None of it's condoned. But you got to still say, how did he get like that? How did she get like that? There's baggage that's being brought from one situation into your life. And you got to say, why is this person acting like that? Because you didn't I didn't do nothing to you to make you act like this. So you take the time to find out, hey, what's going on? What's going on with you? Tell me the backstory. I need to know. Well, when I came out of college, when I was in college, I met this guy and I thought he was a great guy. I fell in love and he started beating me. And then all of a sudden, I withdrew, and you start finding out, oh, that's why you were triggered when this happened, or when this is said, or when you see this, and you want to know why. So it's the same thing if somebody has this kind of spirit, this envious, hateful spirit, like, what happened? Then you might find out later, well, growing up, he never really had nothing. He didn't have nothing. And people around him that did have things, they would make mockery of him. They would make fun of him because his shoes had holes in them, or they was poor. They didn't really have no money. He had to walk to school, and they had passed by him in a nice car riding with their mama and daddy to school and laughing, and people ranked on him in school. Or then you start to find out, okay, there's been a buildup of hate and animosity towards people who are successful, because they looking at it like, all my life I've seen people who are successful, and not only did I not have nothing, I was laughed at and ridiculed for not having nothing. So then you get a better understanding of why. In some cases, some people, they just like that. Let's just call it for what it is. I don't want to leave that out. Some people, ain't nothing happened when you was a child. Some people, yeah, you had it good. You had toys and clothes and the new shoes just like everybody else. So you showed up to school and you had on some fresh new Jordans, and the other cat had on some fresh new Jordans just like you did, but the girl still liked him. And you like, well, I got on fresh Jordans too. That ain't why they liked him. The other reason why they were into this person. So some people are just like that. Ain't no backstory. But for the ones that is, try to find out, and maybe you can get to the root of it, and maybe there could be something said or something shown through conversation, through scripture, understanding, whatever it is, to make that person understand you don't have to be like that, bro. You don't have to be like that. So ain't no cause to be envious of me. You have in you something that can make you just as great or greater than anybody that you envy. But you're wasting too much time envying the person. You don't even want to ask God, well, can you unlock mine? Whatever it is I got, I know you gave me something. Can you unlock it? Too busy worrying about that person. Hit the like button, y'all. I'm catching up now, y'all. Tech, I see you. I see you, Tech, in the building. Man, we need to get up. We need to link up, Tech, man. We need to all get together, all the fellas. We need to get together. You know, everybody be doing the real life thing. You know, everybody living life and making life is doing what it's doing. But we got to get together. Let's get together one day. Link up. Let's go to the OG. I'll still be going to the OG all the time. Hey, Tech, remember that day we went to the OG that night and you left about $12,000 as a tip on that table? See, that'd be the type of stuff I'll be talking about. Like, try to make somebody else's day a great day. Somebody who never saw it coming. I don't believe necessarily in New Year's resolutions and stuff, because I think that's just silly to always every year talk about what you gonna do this year and what you ain't gonna do, and my resolution is this and my resolution is that. And I think it's silly because 99.9% of the people who say that fall off after 2 days to a week. But I have had it in my mind. I don't know where it came from, but it did enter into my mind. Walaikum salam, brother Chris, I see you. It did enter into my mind on New Year's Day that I was gonna try to do something, to do at least one good thing for somebody every day of the year, if I can, or if I can remember, or if I'm in position to. And the doing of that one good thing, I think if everybody adopts that cause, everybody, if it's, we got about close to 70 people in here right now, if everybody adopts that and says, every day I want to do at least one good thing for somebody, even if it's just giving a guy on the corner $1. But it could be, okay, I'm gonna buy the homeless person something. It could be a whole effort to just get together in the community and feed the homeless. It could be a whole effort to get together and just, hey man, we're gonna give away some clothes and shoes. It could be something as simple as a word of encouragement or advice, or saying something nice to somebody that may look like they having a hard day. Just do one good thing for somebody every day this year. Make a conscious effort to do that. And do you know that if everybody did that, I believe it would create such a positive ripple effect on the whole freaking planet. But even within our small, humble, modest community, just right here, like I say, I'm looking at 70 people. 70 people just adopt that mindset that I'm going to do something good for somebody every day, from the smallest to whatever I can do. That will trigger, like I said, just positive ripple effects, because all around the world, all around the country, people are injecting positive energy into other people who were down at the time. So you're changing the whole thought wave of a person who might have been in a mindset of just total discouragement, total despair. They just sitting around. Have you ever seen, and I know some of y'all have done this, I have faith and belief that some of y'all, that somebody that's listening to me has done and seen what I'm getting ready to say, but y'all tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. I don't have a problem being wrong. Ooh, Erica said, I'd rather be grateful instead of hateful. Erica, I ain't forgot about you either. Just let you know. I'll be on that first thing this week. Look at Isha. What's up, Isha? Shout out to my homegirl, Isha K is in the building. It most definitely will create greatness. Absolutely. And y'all tell me if y'all agree with me, if y'all have ever seen this. Have you ever been in a situation where there was like a person outside the store asking for money, or a person that's on the intersection, standing on the intersection asking for money, or whatever it is, and you saw them? Well, I ain't gonna be that specific, but you gave them something, like you gave them a meal. You went in the store and came out and just handed them some food. You ever saw the look on a person's face when something like that happened for them? Because if you notice people who are in a bad way, whether they outside the store with them, it's a look on a lot of their faces, just like, man, because you don't know how long they've been out there, man. You know how cold they are, how hungry they really are. I ain't talking about the fakes, the hustlers that's out there that ain't really that bad off. They just the bums, the lazy. I ain't talking about them. That's another story. I'm talking about people who really need it. And then you say, hey, bro, here you go, and hand them. You'll see how they face light up. And you see the gratitude in their eyes. And it's like there's an injection of energy that was just placed in them because God just blessed them through you. And they like, oh man, thank you. It's like right on time, like, man, I really needed this. If that's going on all over the place every day, which it is, let me say this, it's people every day that's doing stuff for people. But unfortunately, we live in a world where it's not enough. And unfortunately, sometimes us as individuals, we get caught up in our own personal lives so much that we are not as consistent with that as we should or could be. So if we double up, triple up, or if we are not doing it at all, some people are like, I never thought about it like that. Or I'll be so busy, I just can't, I'm gonna start making time. Or some people are selfish. Man, I ain't gotta get them nothing. They need to get out and get it just like I got it. If we take that out and just say, nah, man, everybody do one good thing for somebody every day. and commit to that. You might not hit it all 365 days in a year, but man, what if you did it 200 days? Because you might not have did it 200 days last year. You might have did it 15, 20 times last year. But if you did it 250 days, 180 days, and we all are doing this, it's going to create a positive effect in the world. Because you in Kansas City, you in Mississippi, you in Dallas, you in Europe, you in Africa, you're in Brazil, you in Houston, you in Michigan, you in all over the place. It's like pinging on cell towers. It's just good deeds just pinging all over the place, all over the map. Make a difference, man. But work to reverse that spirit of envy that you might have in you. Or talk to somebody who does have it. They don't like to, people don't like to do, man, I ain't envious of nobody. I don't care about what he got. Yes, you do. You upset. You mad. Somebody you know hit a lick and now you around here wounded. Why is it gonna be me? Yeah, because you sitting around worried about it being him. Make it be you. It's gonna knock on your door and here's your blessing. Make it be you. Do you know that you can be your own blessing? Or you can trigger your own blessing. All blessings come from the Creator, but you can trigger your own blessing. Texas Tech, DJ, aka Texas Tech, without even trying, I promise I find myself doing something nice for someone almost every day. I thank God for that trait. Yeah, some people just got it in them. You know, some people just got it in them. Some people have to be taught that kind of stuff to understand why, because they don't mean no harm. It's like, oh, I never thought about it like that. And some people, you got to wrestle it. You got to wrestle that other crap out of them. Erica says, I try to remind myself if I could go anytime, why plan? Or remind myself I could go anytime. Why plan for forever? I'm cool taking it one day at a time. Every day is valuable for work, rest, or learn. And like I said, just we have to understand how critical people's situations might be. We gotta think how close a person might actually be to just and you come along at the right time and just drop whatever you drop, whatever blessing, man, that go a long way. Man, I didn't know what I was gonna do today, man. Oh man, you came right on time. Now God came right on time through you. So let's create more scenarios where God works through us. Force that. Carrie says, giving back to your parents is important too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Give back to your parents because where would we be without them? They gave you the life you have. If you're in position, give back to them, of course. Give them respect. Give them time. Erica says, once I saw a man outside the store and separated $20 for him. When he asked me for 20 and I pulled it out, I told him that was, so you pulled 20 to the side that you was already going to give him, and he happened to ask you for a 20? Wow. You had some insight, like, to just know he needed 20. See? He needed a hotel room. Yeah, man, bro. You don't never know what people going through, man. Record TV says the smallest things make the biggest impacts. Telling you, man. And collectively, come on, man. We don't understand the power. Now watch Connie. Connie says, if you do that, it'll make you feel good also. And I'm going to tell you why that's such an important point, because sometimes you and me, we not in the mood to be nice. Sometimes you got stuff going on in your own life. Sometimes you upset about something. Sometimes you just had an argument, or you have a bad day at work, or somebody rubbed you the wrong way, or your situation might not be where it needs to be. You try to figure out how you gonna make it. So it's an easy cop out to just go, hey man, I got my own stuff I'm dealing with, man. I ain't got, but still carry the mindset of like, that's not gonna knock me off my square to make me not still pursue doing good for other people. And then you fight through your own personal frustrations and say, you know what, I'm still gonna do something nice because that person still got it worse than you. And then when you do that and you get that same response, that gratitude, even if you don't, like Connie said, it should still make you feel good. Great point. Jimmy, you know, I just read your comment. Jimmy said the same thing. Doing something good for a person can put you in a better mood. Same thing. Isha says it most definitely would create greatness. Let's reverse that envy spirit. Let's reverse it. See? And if somebody is feeling that way about you, don't entertain it. Hey man, I'm not gonna babysit nobody because they mad at me for being on my note. Well, like Mr. Farrakhan said, they really mad at God. I'm just me. I'm just like you. So whatever I came up with, it came from the creator. So you really mad at the creator. You ain't mad at me. Take it up with him. Yeah. Jimmy says, when my best friend got a new house, it motivated and inspired me to grind harder to get my new home. Envy can come from a person wanting something a person has that they're too lazy to get. And that is the definition. That's why envy and jealousy are two different words. They're not the same word. Don't confuse jealousy and envy and think that they are synonyms. I would think that they may contain similar aspects within their respective definitions, but they're not the same word. See, envy on its deepest level means I should have what you have and you shouldn't have it. But to Jimmy's point, if you suffer from that spirit, like I say, we want to send it into remission. We want to reverse it. So practice reversing it. And one of the ways to practice reversing it is, instead of feeling a certain way when you see somebody else make a come up or hit a lick, say to yourself, man, this is an inspiration. I want to do. See, people want to have what another person has, but they're not willing to do what another person did to get what they had. Use it as an inspiration, man. You know, let me get me a house. I grew up with that cat. He don't know no more than me. That's my boy. I mean, we grew up. We know him. I know he's not a rocket science. That's my partner. I saw him do that. I saw him, so I know I can do it. And humble yourself, because somebody might say, well, "Man, why didn't your boy just such and such do that?" Yeah. Well, why don't you ask him what steps he took? Why don't you ask? Nah, I ain't gonna. You can't bring yourself to. Come on, man. But you want it though. You're supposed to get it. People. What the people in what the church folks say. What the church folks say. They say, you know my glory, but you don't know my story. So folks that see you at your best, now they looking at you, man. You don't know what them people went through hell to get to where they at sometime. That's why they get so upset. Like, fool, no, you ain't gonna make me feel bad for my success, because I know I got down for the crown to get mine. You ain't finna make me feel bad because you around here don't want to do nothing, don't want to put the time to put the work in. Don't let nobody make you feel bad. Richie the Rhymer says they need to refer to your analogy about overlooking the celestial angel came to morally test. Yeah, I mean, those stories, man, are just it's life lessons in them. And see, that's another thing. See, now you have taken it. I see, Richie, now you have taken it into the spiritual realm. I guess we kind of tapped on it. We've gone more physical, but you referring to that song I did, it makes me think of this now on more of a spiritual side. Because one thing I'm gonna share with y'all, I find myself doing from time to time too. And I'm just gonna share this with y'all. Y'all could take it how y'all want to. Y'all could think I'm weird. I know I'm weird. I embrace my weirdness. I'm not like y'all. I know I'm weird. I don't try to act like I'm weird when I'm not around. Hey, you hang around me long enough, you'll know that your big brother is a little different. But one of the things that enters my mind from time to time is when you think about the scripture that says, you know, be careful how you treat strangers, because you may be entertaining angels, right? You just don't know. So you don't know what form that angel will present him or herself to you in. They may present themselves to you in the form of a homeless so-called bum, and you have harsh negative words towards them or mean dismissive attitude towards them, or looking down on them as if they are beneath you. But my motto always is, in recent years, I ain't gonna say always, but in recent years, my motto is, unless I know, because I got to give a balance to it too. And I'll get to that part. My motto is, you don't know who that really is or could be. I'm not saying that it is all the time or every, but you don't know. So everybody should be treated with a level of respect. I don't care who or what condition a person is in. And I learned that from watching Minister Farrakhan interact with the people. The minister don't care if you come to him with no shirt on, tattoos all on your body, arm and neck, and cigarette behind your ear and all. He don't care if you come to him, because he understands, he sees through that and sees the God in you. He understands who your potential, what your potential is to be as a man or a woman. He's not looking at, just like I said earlier, he's not looking at the right now. He's seeing the what could be and what should be version of you. So the respect is directed at that version of you. But on the flip side, or is that the flip side? That's not the flip side. But on the same token, if you see somebody, man, looking a little dirty, looking, okay, he could be that. But it could be something on a whole nother spiritual level that is a test for you and me. So be careful how you act towards people. I ain't saying be a fool and be gullible to everybody that comes, because like I say, everybody ain't. I ain't saying go out your way to, I'm going to walk in this dark alley with these two Luby's plates at 10 p.m. No, don't do that. But when you are in positions or when situations present themselves, be respectful of those who the world might view as less than. You don't go that way. Even your friends and family who are grown adults, we hear how some of them talk. Man, I ain't giving that nigga no. Or if it's something so simple, person come to you respectful and they just cuss them out or talk crazy or laugh at them. You don't go that way. You care who around. Don't you go that way. You treat that person with respect. You don't laugh at them. You don't make fun or, man, watch out, man. You don't do that. You drop a blessing on them and you keep it pushing. Because we live in the real world now. So you gotta be smart. You gotta be wise. Don't be a fool. Don't be gullible. Your safety is an issue too, because everybody ain't an angel. Some people have issues out here. That's the balance that I'm talking about. You have to have that balance and understand how to navigate. Hey, y'all click the like button if y'all just coming in, man. You ain't clicked the like yet, click the like button right now. Click that thumbs up right now for your big brother. You got to learn how to navigate and have that, what they call it, Isha? Discernment. All right, y'all, I'm catching up. Tommy No Hook says, respect all life. Even the rocks can feel us. Everything resonates, man. That's why people say, yeah, man, we just gonna, like, if you're talking about opening up your business or trying to create an endeavor, so people say, yeah, man, we just gonna put it out in the universe, man. We just gonna put it in the universe, man. We're gonna speak positive things into the universe. See, that's what they mean when they say that. But don't waste your time envying people. Just level up. Just level up. D says when you hear the word player, it's not about women. It's about being a player of life. Joe Callio says, who didn't hit the like button? Yeah, thank you, Joe. Can we get to 100 tonight? Text says, most of the envious are right under your nose. And when it comes out, they actually try to manipulate the situation or blame it on you. Yeah, because not every, but the majority of negativity that we receive in our life, sadly and unfortunately, come from those who are closest or those who are around us, those in closest proximity, because they're the ones that's around you all the time. People mad because you ain't mad. People bothered because you're not bothered. People angry because you happy. So they get a bird's eye view of how you live your life and the successes that you have in your life. And over time, if they are not lined up to understand, it starts to eat at them. But think how many years of time you waste feeling like that. I couldn't live my life like that. Thank God. And nobody should. Connie said it happened to me in Galveston back in 81. I've been giving ever since. Wow. Click the like, man. Can we get to 100 likes? Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? We close. We don't need about 16. Catherine McMartin says, our words and thoughts are creative and powerful. Absolutely. Come on, Joe. Joe Callio. Joe. You didn't just say what I think you said, Joe. Come on, Joe. You didn't know. Joe says, start a podcast, dog. I would love to see you talk to people about, man, I got a podcast. I got 2 of them. Where my card at? Joe, this is what I need you to do. And everybody else in here too. Because y'all starting to tee me off. Go to the Underground Dialogue podcast right here on YouTube. Our podcast has been going on for 2 years now. This is our 2nd year. We come at our 2nd year anniversary of doing our podcast. The new episode is out. Let me say that to y'all right now. I need everybody in here to go watch the new episode with D Gotti. We interviewed D Gotti from Rec Shop Records. He talked about his time with Big Mo, talked about the Dirty Third movie. Just y'all go check the interview out right now. Joe, how could you not know that I had a podcast show? bro. I had Isha K on there. Where Isha at? Isha, you still in here? But yeah, I'm still reading y'all's words. We need 13 more likes, man. I'm trying to stretch it out and get these 13 more likes, get to 100. And you know what? D just made a good point. D said when you've been really homeless, you look at life in a totally different manner. Another reason why we should try to do something good for people every day is because we have to get in the habit of putting ourselves in other people's shoes. You got to start imagining, like, man, what if that was me? What if that was me sleeping at that bus stop? And it becomes such a way of life for people that I see people sleeping at bus stops. I see people just sleeping on the solid ground, concrete, and be knocked out sleep like they in a bed or in a hotel. Totally comfortable in that environment because it's become such a normal thing to them. So always put yourself in people's shoes before you judge, before you disrespect, before you laugh. Because a lot of those people used to be in homes, used to be having money. Like I say, you don't know people's backstory, good or bad. It's all right, Joe. You know you my guy. But I need you to get on that podcast. Go check it out. And my sports fans, we got a sports podcast. It's called Legends 34. We've been doing that. We about 20 episodes in. Tech says envy even comes in the workplace. Absolutely. But that's like one of the main any competitive environment, it's going to be some envy. And a lot of times, believe it or not, it's the bosses who are envious of the workers in some form of fact. See, now that's deep. See, that goes back to, like I was saying, when you have people who are of high status and they be envious of the people who ain't even up there where they at. But those bosses will be, they envious of a lot of those workers because they feel threatened. If you got somebody that seems like they might be on the way, on the rise in the company, he's like, ooh, they feel threatened. Not understanding, hey man, look, you know what God got for me, he got for me. Angel says, don't look down on them. Say a prayer for them. That's right. Say a prayer for them and then bless them with something. Say a prayer for them and then answer a prayer for them. It's not enough these days for us to just say a prayer. We got to answer. We got to be the answer to a prayer. We got to be the answer to the prayer that we prayed. 10 more likes. Give me 10 more likes, man. I can get out y'all way. I see you, VF Morales. History Obscure says humanity has lost empathy. We better hurry up. The world is changing rapidly. Give me 9 more likes, y'all. If y'all haven't click that thumbs up, click it now. So I can get out of y'all way. Connie says most of the homeless I know are military, except my favorite is from Houston. I look for him. We talk about some of everything. Yeah, you know, this country don't care nothing about the people who fought to make it what it is. This world is set up to drain you dry, get everything they can, and once they got it out you, appreciate you, see ya. See ya. Yeah. I need 8 more likes, man. Can we get 8 more? I feel like I'm squeezing blood out of a turnip right now. I'm trying to let y'all make it. But don't waste your time having envy for somebody, man. It's not gonna it's not gonna affect them. It's only affecting you. It's only affecting you. Hating on somebody does not affect them. They are growing. They are moving forward. They are elevating. You are the only person being negatively affected by the hate that's coming out of you. And a lot of us don't really factor in the connection between the physical and the spiritual. So those thoughts, those negative, hateful thoughts that you have, man, they manifest themselves into your physical. They're not just thoughts, bro. You are creating a um, problem within yourself that can manifest itself in a physical form, stressing you out, aging you, damaging the cells in your body. Mess around and had a stroke because you envious and hateful of somebody. You just can't let it go. We need 6 more likes, man. 6 more likes. 6 more likes. 6 more likes. 6 more likes. Six more likes. All right, man. Y'all drop y'all locations. Let me shout y'all out real quick. Everybody in here, drop your locations. And I want to shout y'all out. Show y'all some love. Meanwhile, like I say, we need 5 more likes. We got, I can't say the name. It's MNKPO out in Finland. Child Succubus is in South Haven, Mississippi. The homie Erica is in Beaumont. Connie is in the 619. Ben Brown is in Australia. The homie Osita, Waco, Texas in the building. Richard Arama, Trinity Gardens, H-Town, right here in the friendly confines of H-Town. Southside, South Sea of Philea. We know you, H-Town. Jimmy is in Anniston, Alabama. Jordan is in Phoenix, Arizona. L is on Belford Road. Joel is in ATX. Joel, where are my ATX people at, man? I'll be in Austin, Texas, January 31st. Follow me on Instagram. That's me on Instagram. I will be in Austin, January 31st, man. I want all my ATX family to come out and hang out with me and see your big brother performing live. We got Jordan the 602. We got Ricardo in the Netherlands. History Obscure Records, The Planet Earth. Angel is in the 512. Angel, you in Austin? Or you in close to Austin? I want to see y'all on the 31st. Look at admit this dude just got the life dumped out of him. V.F. Morales is in Harlingen, Texas. I flew into Harlingen when I came and did a show in McAllen about a year ago. We want to come back out there, so I would do this real quick. Also, anybody wants to be added to my contact list for shows in y'all city, my city, new projects coming out. If you want to be added to the contact list to be notified when I'm getting ready to do anything, perform, drop a project, that's my email. Y'all send me an email to that email and just say, hey, K, add me to the contact list. And I got you covered. Let me see. Joe is that Tulare, California? Tulare or Tulare? I hope I said it right. Okay, Angel said he's gonna be there. That's what's up. I see that, man. We need 4 more likes, man. We sit on the 4 likes. It's just nagging me. Yep. Appreciate the love, Connie. 4 more likes. I will get off this thing at right close to 100 likes. I'm not committed to the 100 tonight. Not tonight. Had a great time in McAllen. Great show. Ready to come back. Who's gonna go watch the Underground Dialogue podcast tonight? Who's gonna go watch the new episode tonight? And as the month progresses, y'all catch up on back episodes. Raise your hand if y'all gonna go watch it tonight. You ain't gotta lie. Only if you are. Just raise your hand. Just raise your hand. Appreciate you, Erica. See the homie Tech out there in Richmond, Texas. V is in the 956. Appreciate that. Uh-oh, Richie, I already watched it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Already on top of it. Okay, Tommy. Yeah. Okay, V. Jimmy. That's what I'm talking about. All right, man. I'm going to let y'all make it, man. We came up a little short tonight, but it's okay. We'll get them the next time. I appreciate the love. And I will catch y'all the next go round. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Don't just pass through. Subscribe to the channel and always turn your notifications on. That's that little bell that you see down there. Supposedly, that bell is supposed to let people know when I come online, when I come to do a video, or if I just drop one of my regular videos, like I dropped one tonight. I dropped the Michael Jackson and the Tupac video tonight. So it should let y'all know. But I know it doesn't always let everybody know. Appreciate you, V. V just gave me a sub. Explorer says he watched the podcast all the time. And James, I appreciate the love, James. Right on the way out. You was the last one. I'll catch y'all later on, man. Peace and hair grease.